Okay, I should be in bed, but we're going to do something new instead. I'm going to do a full moon reading for the collective. Normally I do shorter videos. For those of you who follow me, you know that. But we're going to make this one as long as it needs to be because I'm going to do live shuffling. Our full moon in Leo is interesting. Every full moon in Leo is always interesting because the sun is in detriment in Aquarius, which is where it has to be opposite the moon in Leo. And the sun rules Leo. So with that, we always have a bit of a peculiar energy with these full moons, on top of the fact that full moons are always just kind of weird, spicy, like lots of action in emergency services kind of energy, more volatile fights, more hot-headed behavior, business as usual, especially if you've ever seen a full moon reading before. You know this stuff. And if you don't know this stuff, ask me in the comments and I'll teach you this stuff. But for now, we're looking at this moon, and the other curious thing about it is this new full moon, is starting a new cycle. And with that, what I mean is this is our first full moon in Leo with Pluto in Aquarius as part of the opposition. And it also is a full moon in Leo that occurs really early in Leo, and Pluto is really early in Aquarius. So we have this opposition that comes in really early with, like, right before the moon goes exactly full, we're going to have the moon opposite Pluto. In addition to that, some of the weekend's astrology comes in where we have Mercury applying to a conjunction with Mars in Capricorn, which is fighting words, but simultaneously we have Venus in Capricorn applying to a really beautiful sextile with Jupiter over in Taurus. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. And what's fascinating about this is our full moon that is starting an era of 20 years worth of full moons in Leo that will always have Pluto in the opposite sign. And so this is a new flavor. It's very similar to, all of our full moons in Cancer since 2008 had Pluto in Capricorn opposing. So we're doing a changing of the guard with this. And as per usual, full moons are about release. But with this, it feels deeper. It feels much more collective, much more like this first big purge that's coming in because we don't have our sea legs yet. People are holding on to the handrails and kind of retching over the side. So with that, I want you to prioritize extra self-care. Now, I did say I was going to do a reading and not just an astrology reading. So let's switch gears to the cards. And as per usual, I am really bad at setting up a table when I do readings on TikTok or anything else that is not in person. So we're going to hope that I don't throw my deck. We are using the Aquarian Tarot, which just started with the Sun and Pluto ingress into the sign. Figured it was a good time for that. But let's see what our primary theme is for this transit. Okay, we have the Hierophant. Now this is interesting because there's been a lot of talk about how Pluto in Aquarius opposing Leo is going to be the start of challenging authority. And the Hierophant is one of our authority cards. It's one of our tradition cards. It's one of the, well, if you won't listen to me, I'm going to go to this person who says that it's always been this way. That's our Hierophant. And with the Hierophant coming up, this really is shining a light on what are those traditions? What are those instances of control? What are the structures in our life that have authority over us right now? And with that, I know I'm not going to put that back in. Watch it come out again. They always do that to me. But with that, let's see what the primary challenge is. All right, we have a lot of challenges apparently. That seems on brand for one of my readings. Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups reversed. Those ends are weird. Do you see that? I had trouble reading those. The Nine of Cups reversed is really kind of that desolate feeling of nothing I want is working. What I'm manifesting isn't happening. I just want to give up. when really what you should be doing is looking at how everything has been shifting and working within yourself. And so being able to do that kind of reframe, to check inward instead of looking for the validation from the outside, instead of looking for these external milestones, is going to be huge. Now, next in line, we have the Seven of Cups. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of possibility. There's a lot of potential. There are a lot of different options. And with those options can come that overwhelm. Like, again, how can I make things work when there's so much happening? And I want you to not get dramatic. I know it's a Leo moon, and I should be telling you you're allowed to be dramatic, but I'm telling you to not be dramatic. Not going to help. Especially because we have yet another set of cups. We have the Three of Cups reversed. And with this brings in the notions of friendship that are actually really common when we're looking at both Leo and Aquarius. Aquarius is often associated with, again, groups and the collective. Modern astrology attributes it to the 11th house. I have some opinions on that. We won't get into it now. And then Leos, really, when you look at Leos and Aquarius, something that stands out with the entire axis is they are good friends. Now, Aquarius is pickier about their friends, but both Leo and Aquarius will show up in friendships, especially when it counts. And so with the Three of Cups reversed, this can be that questioning of who are the people in our life right now? And are they actually good for us? Are they actually good friends? Are we putting in the same amount into this relationship? And particularly with that Mercury-Mars conjunction, this could be some friendship blow-ups, so pick your battles, especially since we also have, final challenge is the Five of Swords reversed. This is our poor, dejected, post-battle buddy whose friends in this deck are very far away, left holding the bag. These are old arguments. These are not new resentments. Like with any of this stuff, this is old stuff coming up. This is stuff that you told yourself you were over and okay with, and that was a lie. So now we're dealing with it. So with that, what's going to help? This is what we really want. We want the good stuff. I promise I'm not only the bearer of bad news. Sometimes I have solutions. But let's see what those solutions are for this Leo full moon. All right. Ooh. See, I shouldn't have said that because we start off with the Tower. I do this to myself, really. But, I mean, that is kind of nice because with the Tower, the only thing you have to do is let it fall. You've seen it shaking. You've seen it on the horizon. You know it's not stable. You know it can't stand. You know these problems have been problems for a long time. So just let it collapse. Just get out of the way. Just move and let it drop. We also have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. And in that, recognize that even when it falls, what you invested in yourself, this is coming back to that Nine of Cups from the emotional side, bringing it into the tangible, all that time and energy you put into you put into your work, you put into the areas that Leo and Aquarius are in your chart, that's still there. Like, you get to take that. Even if the physical manifestations seem to shift for a time, the past is not erased. Your work counts and matters. And it makes space with the Ace of Rods for energy and insight and inspiration for something new and fertile and abundant. Something that blossoms into that beautiful creative potential. Like, this is that spark shooting off our burning tower and catching fire on the torch you need to find your way out. Finally, we have the Knight of Rods, which is that reminder to keep your temper. Yeah, the words might need to be said. Yeah, it might blow up, but as soon as you realize it's blowing up, check yourself. Making it worse, swinging for the sake of swinging, going for catharsis is not actually gonna work. So I want you to slow down. I want you to come back to yourself and do what's right for you and your passion and your purpose. And it's definitely not making it worse. You already got the Tower. You definitely don't need to go in screaming and raving. Anyway, this turned out to be just about 10 minutes. So I'm going to call it there. Hit me with questions in the comments. And I'll see you next lunation, probably.